I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Adam and Joe Go Tokyo.
We're coming to you from the most exciting, futuristic, and let's face it, confusing city on the planet, Tokyo. A city where you can walk into a totally normal shop and buy a t-shirt that says this: George Clapton.
We'll be doing our best to prove to you that there's more to Japanese life than demented cartoons, talking toilets, and vending machines stuffed with schoolgirls' knickers, as wonderful as those things are.
Coming up on tonight's show, we'll be checking out the Japanese fancy dress phenomenon of cosplay. There'll be live comedy and music here in the studio, and we'll be meeting a man who's been called one of the most famous inventors in the history of the entire world. But first, it's time for our roundup of the stories that have caught our eye here in Tokyo this week in our Go Tokyo Update.
Go Tokyo Update, Go Tokyo Update. Beep, 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 beep. Joe, what have you got for us?
The first story involves one of your favourite famous people in Britain, Adam, David Beckham.
I love him.
You love posh and Becks?
Yes.
Well, if you thought you were going to escape from them by being here in Tokyo, you can't, because Beckham has endorsed no fewer than 7 products in Japan, and his latest campaign revolves around chocolate-covered almonds. Since Beckham sponsored these nuts, they have sold double the amount.
Really?
He's a huge star in Japan. We had to scour Tokyo to find these because they're so hard to come by.
Why, because they're all sold out?
Yeah. Everybody wants a nibble on Beckham's nuts.
Will you put one of David Beckham's nuts in my mouth? They come in little individual nut bags.
You were going to say nut sacks.
I was going to say nut sacks, yeah, but then I pulled back.
There we go. Have a go on that. And while Adam tries one of them, here's a slightly low-quality VHS copy of his chocolate-covered nuts.
His nutvert.
Open.
Meiji アーモンドとマカダミアベッカム T シャツ当たる
Well, you've very effectively adopted David Beckham's nut pose there, Adam.
Thanks very much.
Can you do his cheeky little smile once after he nibbles the nuts? No, you can't.
No.
No. So there we go, David Beckham's nuts, and they won't be available for you to buy in Britain ever.
Okay, are you ready for some pop? Joe?
Yes.
Okay, now I know you're a Jamiroquai fan.
Yeah, I don't really want to admit that on television.
Well,
but
it's too late for that now, because if you do like Jamiroquai, you're gonna love this guy. He's a Japanese pop sensation, and he's called Jam's Village. Jam's Village with a Z in there. Let's have a look and check out Jam's Village's moves. What do you reckon?
He looks like somebody who would have been very badly bullied at school, who's maybe seen a Jamiroquai video and liked it and copied it.
Well, you were quite badly bullied at school. Is that the way you dance?
Yeah, I'm not as good as that, to be perfectly honest. Weirdly, it says here they've been accused of being a second-rate Jamiroquai rip-off.
I'd say they're a first-rate Jamiroquai rip-off. Everybody knows that it's easy to get famous in Japan. This is because Japanese people are so enthusiastic that they'll embrace anybody, even the most washed-up Western star. So that got me and Joe thinking, perhaps we could finally find the fame that so far eluded us somewhat in the UK. So we've given ourselves 8 weeks to see if we can become really big in Japan.
As the first step in our quest for fame, we decided to test exactly how celebrity-mad the Japanese public are. If Adam and I, a couple of nobodies, turned up in a public place, accompanied by a camera crew and 10 screaming girls, would they assume we were famous and mob us? Let's see what happened.
Hi and welcome to Celebrity Walkabout.
Meet Aidan, our fake showbiz reporter searching for celebs in central Tokyo.
Adam and Joe.
Well, tonight's his lucky night because we've just pulled up in our limo for an impromptu public schmooze. Aidan's excited, but will anyone else really care?
Can we grab a few words with you guys? Is that okay?
Hello, Aidan. How are you doing, mate?
Well, one guy's trying to figure out who we are, so that's a
What
start.
brings you to Tokyo?
Oh, well, we love Tokyo, we love the Japanese, the fans are so enthusiastic. The Japanese are just physically less threatening than fans in the UK, so that's nice.
But despite our shades and our celebrity charisma, the crowds are so far failing to materialize. It's time to send in the screaming girls.
Hey God, we got quite a few fans here. It's unbelievable. Oh God. We're gonna have to...
Our 10 fake fans have done the trick, and curious onlookers are beginning to wonder if they can smell celebrity. Better get a handshake just in case. And now, yes, it's a crowd. People are taking pictures of us with their mobile phones. But who do they think we are? It doesn't seem to matter.
So you guys are both taking drugs now?
Drugs are for losers, Aiden. That's something we've often said and we still say.
From a group of 10 girls, the crowd has now grown to around 100. If this was London, there might be a couple of people hurling abuse around now, but here in Tokyo, it's as if Britney and Christina were giving away free knickers. And do you want to know something? It feels right.
Have you started any new works?
We are working on an album and a range of clothing and a book. Also watching we'll start inventing a new type of shoe. I think we got to go.
Well, I love you. Thanks so much, Adam.
That's the secret of celebrity, always knowing when to leave the party. The experiment has been a total success. Just look again at how that crowd formed in only a few minutes. Here in Japan, it doesn't take much for a grain of bogus bigness to snowball into fully blown hugosity. Hello, Tokyo, we've arrived.
渋谷に何気なく出てきてこう出会えると思わなかったです写真撮らなかったのがちょっと今もったいないな。あれだか分かんないけど超かっこよかった。最高。ありがとうございます。東京。
Now, here on Adam and Joe Go Tokyo, we try and make Japanese pop culture as palatable as possible for Western audiences.
How fantastic of us.
We're wicked. So see what you make of Japan's most famous singing observational comedy duo, Tetsu and Tomo.
Very well pronounced.
Thanks, Adam. Probably wrong, Lee.
俺はなんでだなんでだろうなんでだなんでだろうなんでだろうなんでだろうなんでだなんでだろう綿棒を使っていると間抜けな顔になるのはなんでだろうなんでだろう長電話してると変な絵描いてるのなんでだろうなんでだろううちのお父さんテレビをつけたまま寝ちゃって何テレビつけたまま寝てるのお父さんったらもうテレビ消しますよポチ
見てんのよお父さんテレビ見てんの
やだお父さんテレビ消した途端起きるのなんでだなんでだなんでだろうなんでだろうなんでだなんでだなんでだなんでだろう
And now it's time for our top 5 segment. Every week we'll be picking the top 5 products in a particular range in Japan. This week, I'm very pleased to say, it's the top 5 toys. Add Tamagotchis?
Yes.
That was kind of big in Britain about, what, 5 years ago?
At least 5 years ago, yeah.
But in Japan, it has advanced at breakneck speed. And
to what exactly?
To this.
Is there any way to make them shut up?
No. Well, these are called Haro and Haro. They're characters from a Japanese cartoon called Gundam Wing. The deal with Tamagotchis is you talk to them, you prod them, and at first they didn't even flap their ears. But over the day, the more I got angry and talked to them, the more they started doing. And this is just after a day's ownership.
Really?
They're flapping their ears.
Wow,
yeah.
you must be so proud.
I detect a hint of cynicism.
I
in your
don't
attitude.
understand them, Joe. And how old are you?
Okay, well maybe I can change your mind with these Kubrick figures. These are the kind of things that if you were a ruthlessly trendy person in London, you would pay about £10 each for. They're based on a famous Japanese manga called Tokyo Tribes. And they're little models of actual street tribes. And For me, they're weird because they are not the sort of thing we would have played with when we were kids, you know?
Certainly not.
You had a little figurine of a policeman, and he wasn't in riot gear, and he didn't have a riot shield. And
Well, it was a more innocent time.
Very true. Now, these are based on Japanese businessmen, and there's actually a word for being a useless, washed-up, middle-aged man in Japan, and the word is oyaji. And this is basically what happens when you reach middle age in Japan. You become overweight, you lose your hair, and you just spend your time either playing golf or just getting drunk at your office party with your tie around your head, shaking your maracas.
The question is that a worse or a better way to spend your time than collecting tiny figurines like this?
Let's go to number 2. And number 2 is an ambient toy, which doesn't really have its full impact here on its own in the studio, but it's solar powered, it also reacts from electric light, and this is all it does.
Does it not tell the time or anything?
Nope.
It's not like an egg timer?
Nope.
It doesn't have a radio in it?
Nope. It's just an ambient toy. It sits there on your desk, its head lolling
You can't just say
from
it's
side to
just an
side.
ambient toy. What does that mean?
It just means that it's a good thing to relax you, to calm you down.
I don't understand the world anymore.
Okay, we'd better go quickly to our number 1 toy. The number 1 toy...
I'm picking the top 5 next week.
It's called Hackathon. Okay, you're going to like this.
I'm not.
It's a little square, like, banana monkey man.
Okay, it's really time we grew up now. It suddenly dawned on me.
I think it's broken.
Oh, thank God.
Basically, when its nose lit up, you tapped a little rhythm, and it repeated it exactly.
Joe, it's wicked, man. It's wicked. Joe, it's wicked.
That is the number 1 toy in Tokyo, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe, wicked.
And it's broken.
Cool, Joe. Cool. So, what do you do if you're a young nerd with no friends and a lot of time on your hands? A little bit like me and Joe. Well, if you're Japanese, then you dress up as your favourite fantasy character and attend conventions with other like-minded loonies.
It's a craze that's called cosplay or costume play, and when we heard that there was a big competition going on, we thought we'd have a go. But first, we thought we'd get some tips from a couple of quite attractive experts.
I love experts.
In Japan, adults dressing up is no dirty little secret. Cosplay is a national obsession, which began with mimicking pop stars, then mushroomed into manga, movies, and video games.
Now, you're big manga fans. You read a lot of manga, yes? And you love it so much that you dress up as the characters in it.
それでこうなりきるみたいな。それでみんなに披露する。それがある意味快感でもあるし、自分たちの楽しみでもある。
And is it just girls or boys, or is it more girls than boys?
女の子の方が多いですけど。
男の子が女の子の格好をしたりとか。
Are you saying that if we do cosplay, will we be strange?
いや、そんなことないです。
Yes.
キャラによってはね、すごいかっこいいと思います。
Mina and Koga had worked on their costume for months. We'd only had a day, and we were worried it was really going to show.
We were going to do something a bit Harry Potter.
Do your Harry Potter face, Adam.
That's good already. Imagine what it's going to be like with the whole costume.
The following afternoon, we arrive at the festival, which is already packed with over 5,000 cosplay enthusiasts. In the car park outside, people in costumes are treated like stars as eager fans queue up to take their picture. Feeling more than a little intimidated by how seriously everyone's taking it, we head for the changing rooms.
How can I compete with that?
I'm feeling a bit tense.
No, that looks brilliant.
I'm done. How are you getting on?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm wearing black trousers and a grey sweater. Okay, and the final touch. Ding!
But successful cosplaying isn't just about your costume. It's also about striking a great pose, just like in a frame of manga. We arrive in the competition area and heads turn. But are they impressed or insulted? After all, Harry Potter never wore a cheap black dressing gown, and Dumbledore doesn't usually have a beard like a goat's arse. Luckily, we find a friend.
Hey, there's Hermione! Hello! I'm Harry. Harry Potter desu.
I'm pleased to announce you have both been accepted into Hogwarts School of Witches and Wizardry.
Wow, imagine all the things we're going to do in the japes and the frogs and the sweets.
Sweet?
Can someone close that chamber of secrets? There's a terrible draft.
Then the contest begins. To the delight of a mostly male crowd, the competitors each have 5 minutes to impress the judges. Mercifully, one of the panel's dressed as stupidly as us.
Why do you want to do all this? Do you want to win the competition?
Be good to win.
And what happens what do you get if you win?
Honor.
Right.
Right.
Surely there's easier ways of getting honour.
Finally, it's time for us to bring honour on our own small island. Amazingly enough, we fail to win. The prize goes to a person of indistinguishable gender dressed as some kind of air hostess. But suddenly, we're summoned back on stage. We're honoured with a special prize for best overseas competitors, a plastic bag containing 2 leaflets. And so our cosplay adventure ends, and we leave only slightly less confused than when we arrived.
So I still don't understand, why do they wear the costumes?
This beard's cut off the blood supply to my brain.
You won't be dressing as Dumbledore for the next festival then?
No, I'll be dressing as a sexy air hostess.
Maestro, please.
Our next guest is Japan's most prolific inventor, Dr. Nakamatsu. His career began at the age of 5, when he developed a gravity stabilizer for his model aeroplane. At 14, he created the automatic kerosene pump. But his biggest triumph came at the age of 23, when he invented the floppy disk. Since then, he's amassed over 3,000 patents and been named one of the 5 greatest inventors of all time.
Dr. Nakamatsu, thank you very much for coming in.
How do you do?
A pleasure to meet you.
What is your name?
Joe.
What is the reason you have a name of Joe, J-O-E?
You tell me, Dr. Nakamatsu.
Yes, I think that you are Japanese-oriented, English gentleman, J-O-E.
You see, already you're inventing. You've been here a couple of seconds. You've invented a fantastic acronym.
Yes, I'm inventing your name.
You've invented my name?
Yes.
Right, you're kind of taking something away from my parents, but I'll give you that. Why are the Japanese so brilliant at coming up with new things? Why are they such great inventors?
My theory is we have a better drink, better food, better environment, which makes smarter brain.
And how do you go about coming up with your ideas, Dr. Nakamatsu?
I'm training every day, muscle training, spirit training.
Really?
Everything concentrate how to become smart. Smart is essential to create new invention.
And you see, I like to sleep, and I like to watch TV, and I like to eat sweets. Are these good things for being inventive?
Well, number one, according to my research, if you sleep over 6 hours, that is very bad. You should be within 6 hours sleep. And secondly, don't look at TV except this show.
Now tell me, you've got an enormous amount of patents, more than Thomas Edison,
That's right.
who was the previous record holder.
Yes.
Are all these patents, I mean, how many is it?
Thomas Edison, 1093, and I am now 3,218, but this number will increase.
Okay, Dr. Nakamatsu, we're going to put your brilliance to the test now, and we're going to go and see some of your inventions, and we're going to see whether you can actually make Adam more intelligent.
That's right.
Through your genius. So would you be willing to come and show us around some of the
go.
Well, if we can go over to the specially appointed Dr. Nakamatsu area, we will find Adam here. So, Dr. Nakamatsu, let's start with your intelligence-enhancing chair, Cerebrex.
Yes, which is human performance enhancing robot.
If I may explain this, Adam drew this picture here before he sat in the chair, this self-portrait, and then this self-portrait below it was drawn after he'd been in the chair.
Wait, I'm going to come out at this stage.
Why?
Well, because
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, but I don't like my, you know, people casting aspersions on
Now
my intelligence.
your brains become excellent.
Thanks.
You have two brains, left brain and right brain. I tested at first your left brain. The result is wonderful result. 180% increased your calculation power.
Thanks very much, Dr. Nakamatsu.
So you're now just about parallel with a tortoise or a budgie.
Wonderful result.
Yeah. Are you sure? Because I thought the picture I did before the chair was a tiny bit better than the one I did afterwards.
Okay, the next invention we're going to look at, Dr. Nakamatsu, is these boots that Adam's wearing. So maybe, Dr. Nakamatsu, if you wouldn't mind joining me around here. Thank you very much.
Yes.
How does it feel, Adam?
Well, it's kind of like wearing a pair of ski boots and jumping up and down in them.
It's turning him into Michael Flatley, Dr. Nakamatsu. Is that intended?
Yes, intended.
So tell us, is this just an aerobic exercise, or is this something to improve Adam's brain again?
I think there are two purposes at least. One is to lose weight for diet, and another purpose is to run faster than any other body.
It doesn't help you run faster, does it?
Faster, you can run faster.
Really?
Yes.
And so not only is it...
at least 3 times faster, I think.
He's gone?
Yes, gone.
He's very excited because it's made him normal height, which is another terrific achievement. Okay.
Very fast.
Okay, if you'd just like to stop running now, Adam, because it's slightly distracting. Broken his ankle in rather a premeditated pratfall, I believe. You're a man who invented the floppy disk. You're a man who's invented...
That was 50 years ago. 50 years ago.
But you've
when
invented...
I was a student.
You've invented a lot of genuinely really important technological things.
Yes.
And to some viewers, some of your inventions might seem a little frivolous, maybe even a touch gimmicky. Is that kind of important when you're an inventor, not to reject any ideas and to embrace silly things as well as serious things?
I never invented the silly things. I always
Not even the boots?
My spirit of invention is love to everybody.
Okay, Dr. Nakamatsu,
Yes.
I'd like to now move on to your next invention, the Love Jet.
Yes.
This is a spray, and it's, according to the side of the packet, Dr. Nakamatsu's Love Jet is no need of foreplay, easy to penetrate, increased sex.
That's right.
Do I spray it on my neck, body, or on my genitalia?
Here, your important portion.
My important portion?
Yes, which increase 3 times sex capabilities, and you can elongate your life. And also you can improve your brain, and women may improve her skin, because this is a new hormone. Are you already tested?
We haven't tested that.
Used it.
You should test tonight.
I don't like to use love sprays because it makes things dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah, I'm already fairly powerful in that department.
Dr. Nakamatsu, thanks very much for coming in today. It's been fascinating to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, here on Adam and Joe Go Tokyo, we're devoted to bringing you the latest and best Japanese pop culture, and that includes music. Each week, we'll be introducing you to a new Japanese band, and this week, it's Polysics.
And we've stuffed a whole load of die-hard Polysics fans into the studio. It's sort of like SMTV Live.
But a lot better behaved.
Well, exactly. Think of me as Kat Deely and you're Brian for the time being. Here are the 3 biggest Polysics fans right here. Now, Yui, what is it about this band that you like so much?
ポリシックスの音楽はポリシックスしかできないのですごいかっこいいと思います。
Right. Ayumi, what kind of a band are they?
音もガシャガシャピコピコでファッションもかっこいいしすごい近未来的なバンドです。
They're kind of a new wave outfit, or as I like to put it, neo-tsunami. Stop it. Finally, are there any British bands that you like?
音楽的には違うんですけれども、ミューズっていうバンドはポリシックスと同じ風にエキサイティングです。
They love the Muse, you see. You can't get away from the power of Muse.
Okay, that's almost it for tonight's show. Thanks very much for watching. Please join us again next week.
But right now, to play us out with their new single, Kaja Kaja Goo, please welcome Polysics.
Mike.